Just like in our personal lives, businesses must navigate seasons, and the one ahead of us promises to be different, which will require us to focus on our business health. We've had to navigate difficult seasons before, and the one thing that has remained consistent in good and in bad times is being very focused on strong business fundamentals.
We have weathered many downturns in the market and have persevered from the dot-com of 2001 to the global financial crisis of 2008. The probability of a recession in 2023 is increasing, and that is why diversified portfolios are key to weathering this type of market.
Serving our clients for several years now with professional financial services, we've seen and survived a few recessions throughout my career. They have always led to extended periods of uncertainty for most businesses. And as we all know, through uncertainty comes opportunity.
We are challenged by so many new things that are happening to us. As an organization, the best way to deal with these challenges, like past downturns, is to connect to our values, to continue to focus day in and day out on why we are here.
The Holt Exchange is very well positioned to help early-stage businesses navigate this season, and I am personally proud to be a part of this family.
Fintech is an area of disruptive technologies that will help drive market growth, and that is why we're very excited to be doing this through Holt Exchange.
M&P and Holt's mutual mindset that we take to client and investee relationships is what makes us most proud about our ongoing work with the Holt Exchange.
Kudos to the Holt Exchange team for engaging our community of fintechs and advisors today in the full day of Year in Review.
Gotcha. Call you back. The proverbial end of economic summer came early from a venture capital perspective. Q1 may have been behind the last 3 record-breaking quarters. However, it still generated $142 billion. That's up 6% from Q1 2021. You see, summer is a time to nourish your garden of projects, and we at Holt's Exchange have been busy doing just that. We've been nurturing relationships with our 600 plus advisors, which we've now facilitated over 100 direct deals with our portfolio companies. That has resulted in $30 million of exchanges. And we've been busy rolling up our sleeves through now 5 special purpose vehicles, which those are all flourishing. Leveraging momentum to drive now $38 million into those portfolio companies. And our scouting and data science team has been busy tracking 10,000 seed investment opportunities yearly. And we found a way to engage them at scale through tens of thousands of emails and LinkedIn messages. And our systems further enable us to cherry pick those top companies and engage each of those top seed investments with up to 100 advisors each, so that we can pick the best companies for which we can help maximize their growth. But as seasons change and time marches on, we give it quick cheers to our wins. And the economic fall was upon us. Global venture funding has dropped to $81 billion. That's down $90 billion, or more than a 50% drop. And while fintech still accounts for the lion's share, talking about $12.9 billion, 16% of the total, that number of this quarter has certainly recalibrated back to 2019 and 2020 levels. A lack of supply of capital has in turn caused company valuations to plummet. Company valuations used to have multiples on top of revenues of 10x or 20x are now experiencing a 5x or even lower. And companies' support programs, for instance, like corporate accelerators, are showing a 40% chance of survival rate over the last 2 years, including the well-known Barclays Accelerator that has most recently shut down. But to the tech-savvy early-stage investors, we know that the greatest number of entrepreneurs are created during times of economic turmoil. For instance, in Canada, we're seeing that there's now over 2,300 fintechs. This number is more than double the 2019 figures. It's also the time for which the greatest companies continue to grow during the toughest and most harsh economic conditions. This is why Holt Exchange was recognized by CB Insights, market-leading intelligence firm, as Canada's most active early-stage investor, including the fact that we've now invested in multiple follow-on rounds of our portfolio companies, as well as now 4 new portfolio companies that continue to grow during these tough economic times. It's also the reason why our companies have raised over $130 million from over 40 institutional investors. And as we now head into year 5 of scouting the globe, seeking out those top companies from all over the world, we show no signs of slowing down. Judging by the fact that our advisor-only fundraise was oversubscribed by 50%. But just much like last season has come to pass, this season will too. Leveraging years of legacy, history, and experience, we know that the economic winter is coming. So we are reframing our perceptions of economic winters by embracing the Hugo warmth. Winter is a time to rejuvenate by spending time with family, to reflect, to take stock, to plan. For us, this includes our extended family of Fairstone Bank, our corporate champion, RBCX and M&P, our gold sponsors, as well as a suite of other silver sponsors. It's also a great time to prepare for another great spring, the catalyst to another season run. We do this by cozying up with our portfolio companies who are ready to emerge from the ground due to the investments that we planted in the fall. So are you ready to hear about some great opportunities for you to feel that Hugo warmth?
Deliver peace of mind to the million of flyer daily seeking justice for delays and cancellation.
Global markets demand stability to operate at peak efficiency. We are stabilizing the 1.6 trillion global investor market.
In a world of over-notifications, we filter through the clutter to only let the relevant messages shine through for a delightful and rewarding shopping experience.
Forpay empowers businesses with tools to connect financially underserved people.
Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And in every season, the reason for Fintech. Fintech to save a foreign exchange, for insurance or powering banks. Fintechs will help us through every season under the sun.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world-famous 5th annual Fintech Show, Fintech Seasons. It's a transitory period that we're facing in our lifetime right now. And while similar to the dot-com and great recessions, and while painful, they are followed by powerful expansions in the economy thereafterwards. And so, key about this is that there still remains plenty of opportunities that are out there, and the markets are nosediving. But in fact, 75% of venture capital funds outperformed the Russell 2000 during 2007 to 2016. And additionally, during that same notion, average returns were, for venture capital, 16% compared to the NASDAQ, that had an 86% drop during the dot-com and Great Recession. So, we at Holt Exchange are no different to the situation here. And so we are very excited. The last time that I was on this very stage, I boasted about 700 million in combined company valuations. Well, those companies have since increased to $725 million. All right, there we go. Let's go roll out. Let's get some energy in the crowd. Now, underlying this valuations is the investments. So last time I was on the stage, I talked about $75 million in companies and money that all these companies have raised. And I assured you that there was numerous companies poised for their next round of financing, including many you're going to see on the stage. Well, I'm happy to report our companies have now raised a total $125 million. All right. We're getting the cues now. Thank you. Now, let me reassure you again that we have plenty more opportunities and some that you're going to see on this stage very, very, very shortly. All right, so we can continue to succeed because we set out day in, day out to improve the probability of venture capital success. And we do this, in fact, through a market network. So we have now a curated list of over 600 advisors and matched with now 39 awesome portfolio companies, handpicked, data-picked through the 10,000 fintechs that exist around there globally. And underneath this platform is this technology that we continue to build that makes us more efficient, that enables us to have the equivalent of more staff on our team, and enables us to actually facilitate those hundreds of deals that I showed there before. Now, this is only going to accelerate, because through this logo up here is our AI development partners, Jacob, who is in the house. We are very excited to announce that we will be continuing to do this, to continue to build value, to decrease those costs, especially through, most recently, we were awarded a first part of a big grant with the National Science and Engineering Research Council, providing us with millions of dollars in development over the next 3 years. Grateful Holt Exchange. All right, so what is next on us? It's like last time I was on the stage, I told you that we had a very powerful network. We had about 20 powerful investors backing us, and they still remain very powerful. But on top of that, since then, we've actually invested up to close to 50 investors. That was from the over 50% oversubscribed round you saw in the introductory video. And so our advisors asked us for the opportunity to invest alongside us. So we opened up the round to be able for them to participate so we can align their support and work with our fund's returns. So what they most like about us, and some would say very generous, and some would say very unique, is the fact that is our corporate structure. So how it works is when they invest, they actually get exposure to a diversified portfolio of now 39 portfolio companies. On top of that, they get an ownership and a management platform that holds the technology that we're building. They get benefits and potential returns from the 5 SPVs that we've launched in the introductory video. They're investing in breakout companies, and as we launch more funds, those will continue to benefit the existing investors as well. All right, so on that note then, flying through this, we do believe that every person should hold a portion of their portfolio in venture capital. You see, a lot of the times it's prohibitively challenging to do this because minimum investment ticket sizes are too high to get to, or the hurdles that are out there as well, administrative regulatory hurdles. We at Holt practice what we preach with our portfolio companies and build systems that better efficiently manage it so we can continue to onboard accredited investors that align with our mission and vision. But to further this goal and better tap into and reach out and engage a larger pool of interested investors, we are very excited to announce, and most recently, a very exciting new partnership to support and build up the ecosystem with FrontFunder. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause from FrontFunder, Jessica Stronghill. Jessica, welcome. Thanks so much for coming all the way down from TDOT.
Thanks so much for having me, Jim. FrontFunder is very excited for this partnership.
Likewise. So let's dive right into it. We have now 2 of our portfolio companies that have raised 3 rounds with you guys. So it seems like a natural fit. We should do more together here. Why don't you tell us a bit more about those companies and why you chose them and the success?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, we syndicated on 3 raises together. The first two being for Manzel, which is Canada's first halal certified neobank that helps people balance their financial needs with their ethical and spiritual obligations. We helped them raise $617,000 towards their $2.5 million pre-seed round and raised $750,000 for their halal mortgage fund as well. And the second company
Asset Direct.
that we have in common is Asset Direct.
That's right, you do.
Absolutely. Basically, they're a global facilitator that helps the underbanked to access credit as well as financial products through a network of financial sales agents as well as service providers. And we helped them raise $734,000, which was 147% of their target raise. And both companies were very dedicated to the execution of their fundraising strategy, wanted to promote financial literacy as well as education throughout their communities and invite both accredited investors as well as retail investors into their rounds, which led to the success of the raises.
Awesome. That is fantastic news. And then what can we expect? Holt Exchange and Front Funder moving forward? What does this mean?
Yeah, so I think traditionally retail Canadians have been blocked out of investing in the private markets. So the end goal of this partnership is to really provide new investment opportunities to everyday Canadians coast to coast to further democratize capital and make the private markets more accessible for everybody.
Awesome. Well, that is fantastic news. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have, yeah, sure, let's get some claps. Maggie's feeling like clapping here. Stay over here. Sorry, I'm having to shift in front of the stage. You wouldn't believe this. We actually literally have a clicker issue. Okay, it's back. Don't worry. We had a clicker issue last year, 2021. It's back. We fixed it. It was a little disjointed there. All right. So, and I'm going the wrong way. Let's get into the next session. We have a fantastic lineup for you all today. We have 4 new investments that we've made. We have 3 of our past portfolio companies who've hit significant strides and new milestones, as well as some you're going to hear from some of our key partners. But first, very excited that a fund that we are about to announce on this very stage is going to come to fruition. I'm going to welcome a couple big names to the stage. First and foremost, Elizabeth Lett, who will be also joined by a childhood rock icon of mine, philanthropist, recipient of the Honor of Canada, lead singer of Our Lady Peace, Rain Maida.
You're falling out of reach, defying gravity, yeah. I know you're out there, somewhere out there.
You can go. Oh, sure.
Bonsoir, Marielle. Quel plaisir de vous voir ici. Welcome, everyone. It is my great, great pleasure to share the stage with Rain Maida, 5-time Juno Award winner, humanitarian, and phenomenal technologist. And let me tell you, share a bit why we're standing on stage tonight. So one of the things that we certainly saw, and I think for 2 years, we kind of glued ourselves in our homes, in our chairs, how we basically ingested, enjoyed, immersed ourselves in our content, our sports, our entertainment. A lot of changes happening, a lot of pressure on the business models. And what we started to see was, there was this disruption between the content creators and the content consumers. And we see this today. I mean, if you look at, major companies between, Amazon buying NFL football rights Thursday night, lots of data play there, between Netflix changing business models. And what we really started to see was there's a tremendous amount of fintech elements happening. And you know what? We have a really unique edge. We've been investing in fintech for the last 5 years. I have watched a number of our fintech companies start to spread over into other markets. And we said something really unique is happening in media, entertainment, and sports. And from there, we started to look and say, whoops. And I tell you, it was very interesting what was happening behind the scene. And we said, you know what, we've got core investments in blockchain and AI, in looking at what's happening with NFTs, like fintech being such an infrastructure technology that was about to change a market that was ripe for that change. And honestly, where I move forward, I want to announce that tonight we're moving forward with a new fund that we're putting on our fund platform. in the media, entertainment, and sports space with a technology focus specifically on how fintech is changing the monetization of the content that we consume. And I stand on stage here with Rain, who brings today a very passionate technology message. And I'd love you to share, Rain, why you're involved with this on our side, and share your message with.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth, for having me. Brennan, everyone, it's an honor to be here. I've been in the music business, I don't want to date myself, but 25 years now as an artist, touring, recording artist, producer, songwriter. And so I've seen firsthand, I've had a front row seat to the paradigm shift that we all have experienced in this industry over the last 20 years now. Started with, really, my interest in tech started with Sean Fanning and Napster being launched, where he's literally reaching into my pockets and taking my music money. But it got me thinking, like, tech is powerful. There's always a downside to tech. We're feeling that again now with the social media giants, the unicorns, that basically own, control, and monetize our communities and data. So it would be an understatement to say that this industry is not primed for disruption. Enter Web 3.0 and blockchain, and we finally have components like portability, transparency, decentralization, which will legitimately help us reshape how we do business. And I'm incredibly excited about that. Companies are being built as we speak now, and this is a very great time to be in this business. Of course, I don't stand here alone. There are incredible talent on this executive council, and via video, a bunch of will introduce.
I am extremely excited to be a part of sports media, technology, everything that comes with it.
It's a great time to actually be involved. My background being in the NBA for the past 10 years, and it's something that definitely gets my blood boiling and gets me excited about the innovations in technology in these areas.
Yeah, for me it's a great honor to be part of the fund, and I think that sport and entertainment are going to go through significant changes in the near future, just because I believe that they're the only ones that are required to be consumed live.
I'm really thrilled to be part of this initiative because my entire life I've had a passion for sport, and marrying that passion for sport with my knowledge of sport and my legal expertise will hopefully help all of the conversations we're having to progress in this space.
For this fund to come into this space, it gets me very excited with the great experience of the Holt company and the funds and the tech communities that they surround themselves with. And if we could bridge that into the content creators that I work with here in Hollywood, I think we have something very, very special.
I'm not only enthused by scale and size of opportunity in this media tech space, and I truly believe that Holt Exchange Media Entertainment and Sports Tech Fund is at the right place at the right time.
Wonderful. You've heard from some of our voices, and let's give a big clap because many other of our executives joining us from our media, our council is in this table. Come on, big woohoo, stand up here. One of the things, I certainly invite people to engage in conversations with us. We have an exceptionally talented team that is surrounding us. Just some of the people here. Of course, I'd love to go through and name each one, but I'm going to get pulled off from a time perspective. And one of the things that is super important for us is really about why we feel we're going to be so successful in here. It's really, first of all, about having the platform that we engage in, having what we have built over the last 5 years in terms of Holt Exchange. Jan's going to talk to a little bit more, some exciting news regarding what we're doing around the data side and the models, and that really translates, and we take all of that expertise into a new market, once again, focused with a fintech, but into 3 levels of market between media, entertainment, and sports. And the most important part for us, and really what was fundamental in the success of Holt Exchange, was our partners. And it gives me great delight to bring to stage tonight a fundamental partner that has been with us right from the beginning, which is Fairstone Bank. It is my utmost pleasure to introduce what I fundamentally believe is core is having the right people surround you. So, Monsieur Francois and Mr. Christian, if I can invite you to stage, wonderful to share news with, next slide, no.
You're falling out of reach, defying gravity, yeah. I know you're out there, somewhere out there.
Bonsoir à tous. Welcome everyone. Congrats to the whole team for another great show and on the significant news. Very excited to be here. I'm François Côté, as introduced.
Yep. And I'm Christian Laroche, Vice President of Product and Innovation at Fairstone Bank. So we're happy to be here. This is our 4th Fintech Show. So again, thank you to the Alt Exchange organization for putting this on. For those of you who don't know who Fairstone Bank is, we're a leading lender, consumer lender actually, in Canada, and we lend to consumer and business alike some value-driven services and the likes.
No, and I think one of the interesting things with Fintech Seasons being upon us, and I thought that was an interesting theme, is we certainly know which season we're currently in, and I think we know which season we're heading into. But one of the interesting things about the Fairstone business model, we've been around for 100 years. So what that means is we've been able to navigate through these seasons and the different economic cycles. And certainly one of those things is to leverage innovation, to leverage nimbleness, and really why we're so excited about the Holt family is enabling us to partner with the startup community to continue to help push us forward. And one of the reasons why we're so excited with the partnership.
Yeah, and definitely. And it all starts with our roots, really. Fairstone Bank's history goes back nearly 100 years. And during that time, we've grown roots in every community that we do business in. And these roots and these connections really allow us to prosper in times of springs and summers, but also to be resilient in times of winter and times of fall, as we're entering, as we have seen before. So it's, another part, and Francois alluded to it just a few seconds ago, is the innovation. And innovation has always been a really, really strong focus for us and a growth focus for us. However, we have to make sure that growth at all costs and innovation for the sake of innovation is not something that necessarily we must pursue at all costs. And this allows us to have a more balanced approach and to be able to have our springs after the tough winters. And on that, and today, it even allows us to have our own Fairstone Springs, which leads us to a very exciting announcement. And Francois, I'll let you do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So one of the things that we saw over the last year was really this gap in the Canadian market where there was really no scaled digital lender that focused on personal lending. Being part of Fairstone and being a quite substantial organization, we knew that if we wanted to tackle this, we needed to tackle it in a different way. So what we decided to do is to launch our very own fintech within the bank that is focused on becoming Canada's first API-driven lender that's focused on personal loans. And I made the switch from corporate land into startup land, and so today I'm the CEO of FIG, still part of the Fairstone family. And no thanks, thank you. And we're at the beginning of that process, and in the script, I'm supposed to say that we're in the blossoming stage to stay with the theme, but I just figured that would be hard to say. But so we're currently building out the platform. We should be in the market in Q1. And the thing I might leave you all with, it's a really partnership-led model. So we exist to enable partners to become lenders. So we can essentially make anyone a fintech lender. And the unique advantage that we have is because we're part of Fairstone Bank, we're essentially a startup with an unlimited balance sheet, right? So we think that's a unique differentiator that brings to us to the table. So quite excited about it, but really it's all about all of you here that are here tonight and these great startups. So let's have a great show. And I believe I'm supposed to welcome and kick off our session. Which way, Jan? Up, down? Okay. So I'd love to welcome Paul and Alice to kick off with InsurTech. Enjoy the show.
Hello. Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Holt Exchange for having us. Oh, I just dropped my this, but I don't need it anymore. But for having us, we are super proud to partner with you and help advise the startups and everything. I look a lot younger back there, but you know, that was all about 10 years ago when I took that picture, but it's okay. It makes me look good. So my name is Alice. I'm a senior manager at M&P. So I work in the external financial advisory, fractional CFO services back. I was also a CFO back in my past gigs. So director of finance roles. I worked with Massimo at Deloitte for many years. So I'm here to talk about, like, you know, emerging trends and, you know, reality bites, right? We all feel it. So we're coming out of a pandemic, which is a great thing, but we're potentially heading into a recession, and we don't know if it's going to be a soft or hard landing. But we still see emerging trends, especially in digital transformation, system implementation, and also AI, automation, and we are capitalizing on those opportunities by, you know, acting as the trusted business advisor. So we have data analytics. Simo is here with us, and we are working towards, you know, I know I'm supposed to talk about InsurTech, but, you know, we have our cyber insurance advisory, financial advisory. So we're here to help startups get to the next step. And I'll let Paula.
Cool. Yeah, that's I also like my photo over there, taken in Disney World. So digital creates data. Insurance companies use the data to basically offer users faster quotes. It allows companies to save on cost, use that data to create algorithms, to leverage artificial intelligence in order to be able to provide better underwriting. So InsurTech is really changing because of the fact that the data is being leveraged through these InsurTech companies. Today we're going to meet Flight Claim, great insurance company, really working towards flight insurance. I want to talk a little bit about ourselves. We're Bain Public. There's a lot of soaps being given out there on the tables. We actually work with startups to clean up their roadmaps. Bain Public in France stands for Bain Public, that's a public bath, basically. So it's all about hygiene. Working with startups, it's really about making the key decisions on why you need to basically make spend money on the features that you're building. So roadmap building is a tough job, and we're basically out there to help organizations work with it. We got acquired by Ex Machina, shout out to them. They're all into the AI space, and we're into the AI space. So if you have invested in organizations that don't know where they're going, or you happen to be an organization that's looking for a clean roadmap, pick up a bar of soap, give us a call. Thanks a lot. And without further ado, big shout out to Holt for such a beautiful night, beautiful evening. I wanted to introduce Flight Claim.
Flight Claim fills a massive gap in the tourism and flight industries in a frictionless way. So much so that since offering its services, 60% of people who are given the option to pay the extra few dollars to have their flights insured by them choose to do so.
We are a recent investor in Flight Claim. And I have to admit that apart from the great business model and technology of the company that brings a quick, easy, and trouble-free solution to a very actual and still somewhat unmet need, it is truly the dedication of the CEO, Jacob Charbonneau, that sold us on the investment.
First, it has demonstrated product market fit, both in the B2C and B2B segments. It has partnered with leading key players as well. Sabre, for instance, which is an international reservation system used by travel agents worldwide.
We think that Flight Claim's main product, Peace of Mind, brings a fantastic value added to travel agency, insurance companies, and other players in the industry. And the current ramp up is confirming exactly that.
We have high hopes for Flight Claim and hope you do too.
When I met you in the summer, you seemed so kind, and I wanted you to travel with peace of mind. And sometimes when there are delays, there's someone to blame. You'll know if someone pays, if you use flight claim.
Hi. Did you know that on a normal day, there's 1,000 flights canceled and 12,000 flights delayed, impacting more than 1 million passengers every day? Yet, it's so complicated to get a compensation that 90% of those passengers won't go through their claim compensation, leaving nearly $13 billion in the pocket of the airline each year. Well, we got a solution for that. No one reads the 150 pages of fine prints that come with the airline ticket, nor the regulation. Well, we have read them, and we understand them so much that we had a 92% success rate on the claim that we're submitting to the airline, and had a 400,000 monthly revenue with our B2C model. But now, in order to scale up, we have moved to a B2B SaaS model, and here how it works. The model is very simple, but very effective. For a $15 upfront fee, the passenger have access to a virtual assistant, which inform them in real time about any changes, educate them on the right and the duty of the airline for a specific situation, and automatically submit their claim for compensation. The passenger has nothing to do. Travelers love it so much that 7 out of 10 will add it to their cart when offered. And the best part is that this new model gives us access to all travelers, unlocking 93% of the market that we didn't have access with our B2C model, bringing the total addressable market to $30 billion. We just launched our new virtual assistants, and our customer has already booked registered more than 3,000 flights on our platform, which 35% has benefited from the help of our travel assistant. We have 2,000, well, in fact, I just knew tonight that we have 4,000 new travel agents to add to onboard on the platform. And we're finalizing a SaaS contract with a group insurance benefit for their 125,000 members. Just with that, we're forecasting to get $3 million annual recurring revenue. But that's not all. We're in discussion with high potential partnership as we speak in the group insurance business, credit card issuer, travel insurance, as well as large travel group. Only one of them can bring us to our next milestone. We have a great and strong team to deliver on our promise to make travel seamless. And now we have made it happen with our new virtual assistant, Peace of Mind. As a B2C company, we receive all kinds of awards. Now that we have pivoted to a B2B SaaS company, we will emerge to be the next leader. We're raising right now a 1.5 million round, which 80% is already filled, and we're hoping that you're gonna come aboard. Thank you.
You know if someone pays when you use flight claim.
Delta Insurance wanted to launch a brand new group insurance proposition for group personal cyber insurance. From idea to full market launch, including a fully branded member portal and an integration with a third-party product, we got them live in 4 months. We launched Centro last year, and from a standing start, we have 3 live customers and we're active contract negotiations with 2 more. We're generating inbound inquiries every week. We have over 110 qualified opportunities in our sales pipeline, and we're building partnerships to allow us to scale worldwide.
Go during a pandemic from my living room in Auckland, New Zealand. Hi, everybody. My name is Hans Fraunlob, and I'm the co-founder of Centro. And at Centro, we believe that it should be easy for every employer to look after their people. Group insurers are entities that have a lot to do with looking after people. Group insurers serve employers and employees. Group insurers are our customers at Centro. Group insurers are feeling competitive pressure today, and they're investing in software. Their customers are demanding more nuanced service, more online service, more self-service, and they're investing in software to do it. So for the group insurance sector at Centro, we have built a brand new operating system for group insurance. It's the Centro Group Insurance and Benefits Cloud-Native Administration Platform. I'm Hans Frauenlaub, along with my co-founder, Rob Ellis. We have an extensive background in tech and insurance. Picking up on the sports theme, I was the CIO of the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm a New Zealand Olympian in curling. I introduced electronic banking to ASB Bank, the first internet banking product in the Southern Hemisphere. Rob is on the board of Cigna and has been a past CEO of Telstra. So between Rob and myself and our fantastic team, we've assembled and built a fantastic new solution for the group insurance segment. Here's a case study of one of our customers, a leading insurer, Partners Life. Why did they choose Centro? Well, here's what they told us. They chose us because our platform is designed for their business, specifically for group insurance administration. They like it because they can configure it, they can set it up, they don't have to call us. They can customize the products, they can customize the documents, the user experience for their customers. And we work with them as true partners. They implemented Centro in only 4 months, which is not surprising because our customers implement in less than half the time of the industry average due to our highly configurable platform. And the business results for them have been spectacular. Their group insurance business has doubled since they've come onto our platform. 3 years ago, we had a couple of customers. We have many more now, and very soon we will be announcing our first customer in Canada. Our revenue has grown to $500,000, and revenue growth anticipated from our existing customer base alone will take us into the $1 million range. Our go-to-market model, Holt has been a fantastic partner for us. Referrals, introductions from partners like Holt have been fundamentally important to our business growth. We work directly with customers. Interestingly, our customers are introducing us to competitors as opportunities, and we're receiving more inbound inquiries every day. In the last 90 days, we've received inbound $7 million worth of qualified lead opportunities. The market that we were serving, even though we're specialized in group insurance, and even though we're a fantastic fit for mid-market insurers, and even though we are focusing on primarily English-speaking geographies, is enormous. But wait, in the words of Steve Jobs, there's more. There's a new market for Centro that is a group-oriented type of insurance known as parametric insurance or catastrophe insurance, payouts on events like hurricanes, floods, natural disasters. This segment of the insurance market is growing very, very quickly. We have inbound demand from a strategic partner to build a Centro-based parametric insurance platform in partnership with them. This will grow our market size and opportunity even further. We're a SaaS product. Customers buy us. They have an enterprise license with us. They'll license with us for 3 to 5 year terms. We have a shared success model with them, where as their business grows, like Partners Life, our revenue grows in association. We're currently raising $1.5 million to grow our team to deal with the flood of inbound opportunities that we have right now, as well as to investigate the parametric opportunity in much more detail. For Canadian investors, the Holt team mentioned this Holt Special Purpose Vehicle. That is available as a vehicle for Canadian investors, even though we're all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. So, you tell me you're going to announce this Canadian customer sometime soon, right? How about tonight? It is my considerable honor to announce tonight, for the first time publicly, that Humania Assurance has selected Centro as their group insurance administration platform. I talked earlier about Centro being all about employers looking after their people. Well, Humania Assurance is an employer that looks after their people. They are a top 100 ranked employer of choice for 4 consecutive years. They're one of Canada's most long-lived and stable health and life insurance companies. And it's my honor to welcome to the stage to join me tonight the CEO and President of Humania Assurance, Marc Pelliel, and Nick Mosque, the Executive Vice President of Humania, to say a few words about our partnership.
Hi, it works. Perfect. Hi. Thank you, Hans. Really glad to be here with Centro and Holt. I'm Mark Pelliel, CEO for Humania. First, for those that don't know Humania, we're a life and health insurance company, nimble, innovative, and we provide insurance as a service, services and solutions. We're here today, and I want to say that, sorry, just have a blank. But basically, we partner with techs and startups like Centro to deliver on our mission that is to make insurance accessible. And having said that, basically, we are really, really happy to announce that we chose Centro, and we believe that with Centro, we will bring group insurance to the next level.
Merci, Mark. And Nick? Mark, I think you said it all. I'd just like to add, besides the solution being innovative, made human-centric is the word I'm looking for, we enjoy working with Centro and your team. Thank you so much.
Merci, Nick. Merci beaucoup, Nick. Merci beaucoup, Mark.
Thank you, Hans. And I love these events. And just one more thing, flight claim, we probably should talk as well. So,
absolument. So if you believe like we do at Centro that it should be easy for every employer to look after their people, and if you want to back a company that has built the new operating system for group insurance, we hope you'll join our mission at Centro. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hello, hello. How's the whole community doing? Feeling well? Well, I'm ready to introduce myself. My name is Tufik Adlouni. I'm a lawyer, co-founder, and managing director of Renault & Co. We're essentially if a startup and a law firm had a baby. And we try to ensure that we service startups in a way in which startups would like to be serviced, which is as a startup ourselves. What do we usually do? We work in blockchain and fintech companies because you know what we want? We want to be the picks and the shovels for the folks that are building an economic future that is freer and more liberal and more fair for every individual. And this comes from the fact that, you know, I come from Lebanon. We have corrupt banks and inflation gone wild. What we're doing here with fintech, democratizing money, democratizing institutions, means so much to us and everyone in the world community. So let's continue building for a better future in money.
Amazing. You have a passionate team there. My name is Leal, and I'm the executive director of Fintech Cadence. Sorry. There is free alcohol for sponsors, so that's what this is. What we do, if you haven't heard of us, is we're a nonprofit organization that's really looking at developing the fintech ecosystem at the very, very early stages. So what we focus on is doing education around fintech, supporting founders if you're very, very early stage, and then of course working with financial institutions to see how we can bring them together with our various stakeholders.
So I think we're also going to speak quickly about what are the trends that we're seeing in payments these days. And I think some of the trends that we're seeing come across our desk are interesting ones in which, you know, blockchain can be used to do peer-to-peer settlements on any type of payments that happen across the world. This is essentially like a Venmo, but on the international scale. This means that you can actually have FX conversions in multiple currencies in which I could be sending you in one currency and you could be receiving in another. And this could be done in an immutable, peer-to-peer fashion that doesn't actually rake you on fees and allows you to settle instantly amongst two parties. I think that's extremely interesting. And on top of which, the stuff that you could do with those types of platforms is that you could start building cash management solutions or other types of treasury management solutions off of your payment rails. And I think that's extremely exciting. What are you seeing these days?
Yeah, I'm going to be very quick. I think we're seeing a lot of things that we've heard in conversation over the last few weeks. One is the B2B payment system. We're trying to really figure out how we can accelerate that. The other is the requirements and the request of customers to see more real-time payment opportunities. And last but not least, we're also seeing trends in buy now, pay later processes as well.
All right, so next up, we have
the next startup, so we'll hand it over to you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With Diaglo, I am able to use their product and send a wire at a click of the button from my desk with the FX rate locked in.
The overall product has gained tremendous traction, helping banks and funds hedge their FX trading strategies.
And Ashley and his team at Diaglo have been phenomenal in interacting with those clients and providing a solution that enables them to reduce the cost of hedging and allowing the ability for them to raise more money internationally.
I have not seen another platform to date really provide not only a comprehensive trading hedging strategies, but also a great mechanism to execute payments of these trades.
I honestly think that this is a solution for many banks in the future.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. The rain of FX risk when you invest. With our system you'll understand if the sun has shone. Diaglo, Diaglo, sure is the best.
I'll tell you all about myself as a cruise ship entertainer after this one. I've had a few drinks. 15 years ago, that was 15 years ago. We're here now, right? We're a fintech guru now. That's right, Dad. Okay. My name's definitely not going to let me do a cruise ship for a lot longer. Anyway, Diaglo, Ashley Groves, I'm the CEO and founder. 15 years of FX risk management experience helping the world's largest managers, investors and portfolio companies move money around the world and, more importantly, do it safely. Currency is the enemy for global investments. There's a lot of LPs here, a lot of managers here, and ultimately you're risking billions of dollars worth of investment every single time that you're going overseas, and yet there's so much opportunity overseas, especially in emerging markets. We wanted to know, how much were you willing to lose? The technology is designed to reduce the FX impact on these global investments. We then go out to reduce the payment costs as well as the hedging costs. What that leads you to do is to give the conviction that you need to your investors and your internal stakeholders, such as your management team, to ultimately go outside of your comfort zone, raise capital offshore and deploy capital with conviction. Our clients are raising 150% more through their head share classes because of the technology that we've implemented for them. 50 clients today, $1 trillion worth of AUM between them. We're scratching the surface, and we've done $3 billion since January 2020 in FX flow. We generated $3.5 million off of that. We're on course to do $2 million this year. We've lost 0 clients, and all of those clients have helped us shape the technology. We've designed the technology with you guys in mind. It's protecting your IRR against these ridiculously volatile currencies as well. The clients, I don't know, there you go. These are real clients of ours. Oaktree, Jive, GIC, Spectra, all using our technology to make these decisions when going overseas. We're supporting the global investment network. Just like Holt Exchange here, we have LPs, GPs, portfolio companies. Every single one of them has an international flavor to them. What we're doing is helping you connect with these people more frictionlessly, with reducing those payment frictions, but also the hedging as well that comes around of it. And obviously from my standpoint, we're monetizing every single one of those transactions and helping you follow that liquidity. Partners are referring us business. Each fund introduces us to new investors and portfolio companies, and each of these leads become clients and ultimately introduce us to their investor networks. Here's a real case study of Brazil, and we're now the gateway to Brazil. Drive 2, a fund that had done onshore returns of 30%, completely eradicated those returns thanks to a Brazilian real move against them. Fund 3, they had to hedge. They raised $260 million into the hedge share class that we created. That was on a target of $100 million. And this is in Brazil, during COVID, in one of the worst times for currency markets. They're going to be raising $400 million in January 2023. We're monetizing every step of the way, but what's more important is what it's done to us in the region of Brazil. We're now working with every single one of these as they enter in Brazil. We're a part of their transaction process. Clients are introducing us to their LPs, and those LPs are introducing us to more clients. We're looking to raise $2.5 million. The whole purpose of that is to expedite our roadmap and monetize the clients that you saw on that screen. We're making money from them. We want to make more money from them. They're very rich. The idea is to generate $4 billion in flow next year. That will be double our entire value that we've created from the relationships already. We want to share that flow with the banks. We make 50%, they make 50%, and that's how we're generating our revenue of $4 million. 10 basis points for every dollar that's done. But the real reason I'm here personally is to meet with every single LP, every single GP that is raising and deploying capital overseas, because we know that we're going into a very dark time. Currency is volatile, and it is going to be hurting your portfolio companies. So I'd like to talk to them. I'd like to help you invest your money more wisely as they're going overseas and expanding overseas. The goal is to affect FDI. 1.6 trillion was done last year. I want to be the reason that 2 trillion is done next year, and ultimately help you invest without borders. Thanks for your time, everybody. Have a good one.
Diaglo, sure is the best.
We are here to remove the pain from international payments, and we are on the precipice of achieving that goal. We need to become a bank, and we're going to begin fundraising for that bank in the near future. So with a few $1 million, we'll be able to close 300 banks that we're already integrated with and achieve a $200 million ARR.
Wow. A year goes by really fast. You've heard a theme today about payments, foreign exchange, and it's really important in these trying times where we have disruption in markets. My name is Andrew Dillard, co-founder of Acceleron Bank. We are a digital correspondent bank. Now, we created Acceleron Bank to empower community banks and credit unions with technology that outcompetes the big banks. First up is Smart Route. Smart Route disrupts big bank FX monopolies by creating a marketplace. This marketplace saves our clients 50% in cost. I'm proud to say that we did over $1 billion in volume, and in a marketplace, the best price wins. The second, Nudge Convert, takes international transactions and creates revenue opportunities for our local financial institutions, using moment of conversion to incentivize customers to do transactions in FX. It's as simple as, would you like fries with that? Oh yeah, I'm proud to say that our technology is rolled out to over 200 banks today. Now last year, we got on stage and we made a few promises to this group and our investors. Let's see how we did. We closed the financing round because Holt took the lead. Need I say that we did this round in one of the most difficult capital market environments in recent history. We were successful in integrating our technology with the leading bank system providers like Fiserv and Q2. It took 3 years. Needless to say, that work was well-deserved because it gives us a direct plug into over 1,500 financial institutions doing $250 million in volume, billion dollars in volume internationally. Last but not least, we became a digital correspondent bank. We started this journey last year. We started this journey last year here in front of you all as PeopleHedge, a fintech. And I stand in front of you as Acceleron Bank, a digital correspondent bank. We did this by adding a banking charter on the back end of our technology stack. This banking charter gives us superpowers and allows us to accelerate our growth. With our technology, banking charter, and integrations, we're looking at 10x our revenue in 2 years. I want to go back and say I'm honored to say that we accomplished all those things because of the great team at Holt. Not only did they introduce us to investors, but also customers and this amazing advisor network here today. Now, we had to create a super team in order to make this come to light. Sarah Beth Felix took a passion for helping banks remain in compliance with their regulators. Damon, our CEO and founder, used his nuclear engineering skills to disrupt the digital correspondent banking space. Myself, I am a reformed foreign exchange trader, global capital markets guru, and someone that saw really the space that technology could help in bringing these services downstream to the local community banks that serve our small businesses. Dennis Lormel is the FBI's former anti-money laundering task force chief. As we look into next year, Acceleron will begin fundraising for our Series A round. We will open up this round to our existing investors, some new strategic investors, but the reality is we're going to raise the majority of those funds from our clients, community banks and credit unions. We can raise this capital from our customers because we have a banking charter on the back end. It's very unique. We have options that a lot of other fintechs don't have. Our customers would do this because we give them a discount on services. They get an asset on the balance sheet. We do this for you guys. It's non-dilutive to our existing investors. I'd like to end this note on saying that we created Acceleron to empower community banks and credit unions with technology. So please join us in empowering those institutions and the businesses that they service. Thank you.
I may have screwed that up, but hello. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. Yeah, some energy. I love it. My name is Tara. I am the founder of Take It Easy Group. We are a team of fractional executive assistants, and we like to play in the space of seed and Series A startups who are ready to scale and grow. Who here is ready to scale and grow and needs a little help getting organized? Yeah! Some fun facts about me. I am a crazy cat lady. I have 6 cats. Anyone else here crazy cat people? Yeah, I love it. Also, I know this is a bit of a mic drop moment, but I used to be the personal assistant for Mick Jagger.
Wow.
So I want everyone to stand up right now. Come on, stand up, stand up, stand up. And I need you to give me your best Mick Jagger impression. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Go! And no, you guys all stood up, but I saw no Mick Jaggers. This is ridiculous. Anyway, sit back down. Some more really exciting facts about me is I was asked to stand up here and talk about banking infrastructure. I have no clue anything about banking infrastructure. I don't know why I'm here. Maybe to talk about Mick Jagger, I don't know. But we do like talking and helping our companies raise. We like going through investment rounds with you. We like helping you organize your data rooms. But thank God my friend Anne from RBCX is here, and she is going to help actually talk about banking infrastructure.
Thank you, Tara. Wow, she's good, huh? So I'm super excited to be part of this Alt Exchange Fintech Show. And for me, this is the best show in town. So I'm Anno, Managing Director at RBCX Banking Practice. And at RBCX, we power bold and help tech companies scale faster. And Tara, I forgot to mention it to Jan, but I don't know anything about banking infrastructure too.
Oh, we're screwed.
So, but I've heard that tonight some fintechs want to eliminate the legacy system of traditional banks and even more, eliminate banks. But, well, I'm an engineer by trade, so I have a backup plan. So we are okay. Joking, and you know what? I always feel that the old exchange crowd, old exchange fintech crowd, is like family. But you know, with whole family, there are family dynamics around the table, right? So
family dynamics.
So that's why, you know, the fintechs wants to destroy the banks. So, joking aside, the truth, I'm a big believer that there are opportunities to create wins all around for consumers, merchants, fintechs, and even banks. So that's why at RBCX, we have a team specialized in fintech. And I'm joined tonight by Eamon Gamble. Where is Eamon? Stand up, Eamon. Director, Head of Fintech, RBCX, and Jonathan. Jonathan, stand up. VP, RBCX Banking Specialized, our lead fintech in Quebec. And we are so proud, so proud to support Alt Exchange and of the entire community. So enjoy the night.
One thing I really like about 4Pay is they have a very disruptive technology, something that I haven't seen in the fintech space.
4Pay was very interesting for me, as I saw them as a right solution for the age-old requirement, where many businesses and small financial institutions needed a small core banking solution that has functions like ledger management, payment, credit scoring, lending, AML, etc.
So really, really robust, agile and secure platform, which has allowed Kunda to really scale up operations in Tanzania and Pakistan.
I really like the founders, the team, and I really like the business development model that they have. They offer an all-in-one solution.
We've been working with 4Pay for the last 3 years, where they've been providing their technology and development support to our business. A fantastic team to work with. Neil, Ted, and Mohammed have been great as partners.
I want to launch financial products, but I'm feeling nervous. I used to think only the banks could provide fintech service, but then I found 4Pay. But then I found 4Pay. And don't it feel good?
Thank you, everybody. And first off, thanks to Brendan and the whole team for having us here and for doing this in such a beautiful room. Unbelievable. So ForPay, we are a fintech software as a service platform, and we enable any organization to become a fintech and do it in a matter of weeks. We provide the Pay platform, which is 1,100 microservices that we combine into for banks and enterprises to be able to launch financial services quickly and easily. Things like loan products, treasury systems, etc. Our advantage, these 1,100 services can combine to go live in weeks, not months, not years. Our shared revenue model eliminates capital completely for our customers, reduces operating costs, and enables us to make money off really small transaction volumes. So think about making money off a $10 loan. And our adaptive fintech architecture avoids getting our customers locked in to certain technology and allows us to add services literally in a matter of days. One quick example, Vodacom M-Pesa, 51 million customers in Africa. They leverage microloans to address liquidity gaps for both the businesses and consumers. Currently today, we're enabling $500 million in transactions. And in 2023, that's going to enable $55 million in fees to a partner community. Why are we here? Well, before us, it was 2 days to get a microloan done. 1,700 microloans could be done in a day, and there was a really high default rate. What we were able to do is collapse that time to 30 seconds to adjudicate a loan. We upped the volume by over 100-fold to 245,000 of these microloans literally every day. And the default rate is now a tiny 30 basis points. This solutioning has allowed us to really demonstrate our land and expand model. You know, since 2021, our revenues were quite small, but we were able to add products and grow our revenues and literally double them. Do some marketing to really drive adoption, then add more products to the same consumers, but then finding a way to get from Tanzania into Pakistan, and then from Pakistan back into Africa, but with more partners. And now we're seeing our MRR start to crest over $100,000 a month. So it brings us to today. We're a global company operating on literally 4 different continents with 10 million active users. And that's 10 live services and 80 grand in MRR approximately in October. Great customer brands, Vodacom, Airtel, Finca, Bombardier, all using the system today. But by this time, approximately next year, 10 million is going to 70 million, 10 live services to 75, and we're going to almost quadruple our MRR, and we'll be at 4 million of ARR at the end of next year, with a whole lot more services out into the marketplace. Great team of founders has enabled this. Everybody has 20+ years of experience in global telecom billing systems, technology services, and banking with some of Canada's largest brands. And what we're here today, working with Holt, is to launch our SAFE for $1 million to enable that growth to 4 million ARR by the end of 2023. Almost 100% of this money is going to be driven towards revenue generation and demand and getting people in theater to go and make sure adoption takes place. And then we've got some key personnel to bring on and really want to enhance the product line. So it's going to be an exciting year for ForPay. Thank you guys very much. I look forward to growing our company with you.
But then I found ForPay, and don't it feel good?
What really set them apart was the ease of use of connecting them with our platform so that we could utilize their services.
The reason I like MobileIQ is they give accuracy on the customer's movement. You have more accurate information about how the customer moves between the different floors and which shops they get into. This really increases the marketing possibilities, efficiency of the offers, and also it can give you some more insights about the customer lifestyle and spending.
Their deep technical experience, as well as their maturity in bringing on board leading brands like Starbucks, Estee Lauder, and corporate institutions, financial institutions like HSBC, like BNP Paribas.
I highly recommend both Batu and MobileIQ and the team. Thank you.
Here comes the sun. Locate IQ, you'll know just what to do.
Hi everybody, my name is Batushat, co-founder and CEO of Locate IQ. We drive consumer intent into purchases for FIs and merchants through real-time location-based mobile engagements. As we all know, customers have many ways to pay. Credit cards, mobile payments, digital banks, buy now, pay later. This is great for the consumers, but it puts a lot of pressure to the banks and fintechs. So the competition switched from acquisition to share of wallet. As we look at the whole ecosystem, banks want to drive sustainable card and loan usage. Merchants want incremental foot traffic and sales. And as consumers, we want to be aware of the offers and save while spending. And as we all know, third-party data is dead, and first-party data is vital to success. We provide value to financial institutions as well as merchants. For example, we quadrupled the conversion for BNP Paribas in their marketing campaigns. We more than doubled the revenue for HSBC for the same cohort of people. And for Starbucks, we converted a quarter of their churned customers back to activation. And we have a proud 100% conversion from pilot to full production. We developed a unique location technology that is store-level accurate, indoors and outdoors, without any hardware, that allows us to anticipate the needs of the customer, engage them at the right time and location, so they would use your cards and your financial products. And we already serve 20 million monthly active users and process over 12 billion location calls. And our product is easy to integrate and easy to use for both card and loan CRM teams. We have an easy integration for our SDK, one line of code into the FI's or merchant's own app without any personally identifiable information. And it unlocks two things: understanding where your customer visits and spends their time, and most likely their money, even if they don't use your cards. This allows you to set scenarios to engage your own customers at the right time and location before their purchase, so you can influence them to use your products. We already have great global customers, such as HSBC, BNP Paribas, FIS, as well as merchants such as Starbucks, Samsung, Estée Lauder, and Carrefour, and a great set of partners that work with us, like Microsoft, like FIS, and like KPMG. We have grown 3x year over year, almost $1 million ARR, and we have $10 million in our sales pipeline that is waiting to execute. Our technology is bar none. It's 100 times more accurate than GPS and geofencing, so it's store-level accurate. And we have the coverage in 14 countries, over 1 million stores already mapped, shopping malls, downtowns, car dealers, airports. Wherever there is commerce, we understand your customers' needs. And we are the team to deliver it. We're two co-founders, both PhDs in engineering, 35 years of experience in Silicon Valley, and we have a team that's dedicated, that's global around the world, and a great team of investors like Holt, and 500 startups, and FIS, and 212. What sets us apart from any other personalization tool is we are the generators of first-party data that is accurate, timely, actionable, and scalable. And we do it in a privacy-first way, increasing the lifetime value of your own customers, and then with ease of integration and ease of use. And there are so many other use cases, like fraud prevention, like alternative credit scoring that allows more financial inclusion, and also optimizing stores for merchants. We are raising a 3 million rounds to execute on this 10 million opportunity we have in our pipeline, and we have already a third committed. I'm Batu Şat, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Locate IQ, and we are driving intent to purchase for FIs and merchants. Thank you very much for listening.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. We look at IQ, you'll know just what to do.
Our brand ambassador, former chief of NATO, cyber intelligence said that the world needs to play a different games against hackers. And Naris is it. We have won multiple prizes, Most Disruptive Cyber Vendor of 2020, Best Blockchain Project 2019, and Naris was mentioned in most prestigious publications like InfoSecurity magazine. We are finalists of Mass Challenge, We Accelerate, and Startup Chile. We are onboarding clients and working on our seed round of 1.5 million euros.
Hello, everyone. Okay, yes, we have success on the microphone. My name is David Carvalho. I'm the CEO, founder, and chief scientist of Naris Protocol. We are a decentralized cybersecurity mesh. I'm going to paraphrase probably one of the biggest trendsetters in digital space, Gartner, that actually predicted the appearance of cloud and it being pretty much the standard for the world in IT. And they have predicted about a year ago, not even, about 7 months, that the future for cybersecurity would be a decentralized cybersecurity mesh that would reduce threats by about 90%, and also about 90% of companies would have it in about 7 years. We are the only one company in the world that has actually been working on this way before they made this prediction. So, so we bring trust to trustless environments using very advanced blockchain technology with our partnership together with 3 main universities in Europe and in the UK, where we have various PhD students actually focusing on our consensus mechanism called DepoSec, Distributed Proof of Security. So really what we do is we use Web3 in a completely new way. We use Web3 to secure Web 2. Everything in the world is running on Web 2. Your phones, servers, the military, financial systems, everything. Web 3 is extremely resilient cryptographically, and it's basically a giant supercomputer of trust. So really, what we're doing is going from a point where every machine in the world is a point of failure to the network it lives on. Myself, as an ethical hacker, can attack any one of these machines and subvert the whole network and eventually the organization. So obviously, this is a fundamentally flawed system. What we do is we transform every single machine, every device, every digital system, doesn't matter if it's a fighter plane or a radar or a phone or a server or an IoT device or a smart car, into a cybersecurity positive node on the blockchain that validates every other node in the blockchain from a trust perspective and from a cybersecurity perspective. In other words, normally, huge networks are extremely weak. So the more a network grows, the more possibilities for an attacker because there's a collection of points of failure. In our case, the more a network grows because they're all part of, let's say, a giant supercomputer of trust, they become extremely resilient, exponentially resilient. And with that, I'm going to pass to the next slide. What is every endpoint becomes an active player in enterprise security, bottom up. We make networks safer as they grow. The way that we do this is the deployment in cybersecurity, myself as the chief of security in various critical spaces, I can tell you that's extremely painful. It takes 6 to 12 months, and you can ask any of your CISOs or heads of security or heads of risk how they feel about that. It's complicated. And you can ask any of them about, okay, are we safe? Well, they're probably going to tell you, well, for now we are. It's a question of time until anyone and everyone in all companies get hacked. So Fortune 500 companies, the last report from the Ponemon Institute says that 98% know they have been hacked at least once last year. Probably the others have been hacked more and they don't know about it. We have created various unique technologies together with various defense institutions on both at NATO level and at the European Union level. We have, so what we do really is we go into these machines, we put our software agent there, that's only software, there's no need for any integration. Compared to the traditional, that as I mentioned, 6 to 12 months integration, we're talking about 40 minutes for deployment, without the need for absolutely anything else. Your company will be under our consensus called Distributed Proof of Security, or DPoSec, and our Swarm AI, how can I say, unique capabilities for detection of threats that pretty much reduce the time for detection of a breach that currently stands at 280 days, which is just crazy, but that's the truth. Reduces that to about 50 milliseconds. Here's a quote from a good friend of mine and former Chief of Intelligence NATO Committee, Mr. Kjell-Grønhagen. We don't need to play a better game against cyber criminals. We need to play a completely different game. Knowledge protocol creates 0 point of failure networks so that no device exists in a silo. We create also basically a tokenized machine economy where, as a blockchain protocol, normally you would have humans making transactions on the blockchain, say for example Ethereum. In our case, we make the machines make transactions on the blockchain. So as they validate each other, they basically have an incentive to pay each other our native tokens called cyber. And in other words, we're basically monetizing cybersecurity as a function of time and also audit. So if you think, for example, let's just say there is value that the Canadian Central Bank SWIFT systems weren't hacked last year, obviously. Currently, there is no way to monetize this. But really what we do is every, say, for example, 100 milliseconds, we validate that these systems under full consensus of the rest of the blockchain are known to be trusted and they don't have any cyber threats running. So this creates value. Over time, the monetization of this validation. So there is a fraction, let's say, of $1 paid every time to all the validators. So anybody will be able to download this to their phone and their device is no longer alone. It's part of a hive mind of trust on the internet, where every other device pretty much validates their security and their trust, and they offer intelligence in return. So it's a fully mutually beneficial environment. It's impossible to get deplatformed, and it's an unstoppable system. As long as there are 2 nodes available, it's impossible to stop the communication under a peer-to-peer network. So the video that you guys saw in the beginning is from my co-founder, Monika Oravkova. And about 2 years ago, we were on the cohort here at the Holt Exchange. It was the time called Holt Accelerator. And we were looking to raise $1.5 million. I have to say, we have been moderately successful at that. And I'll explain a little bit more after. So we have achieved a number of things since then. We have done an SPV with the Holt Exchange and various banks. We have also done many other SPVs with critical infrastructure. We have signed a number of MOUs with huge multi-billion-dollar companies. It's more than that number right now. They increase by the day. And also with nation states, defense environments, agencies, the highest criticality areas that you can imagine in society. As you can imagine, this technology is extremely transformational, and it applies to any digital system, obviously cybersecurity being transversal to all areas of business. We have also brought in very, very heavyweight advisors. I was just before yesterday in Washington, D.C. meeting with David Holtzman. David Holtzman, besides being a very well-known author in the area of IT, is pretty much responsible for inventing the biggest part of the internet. He created the DNS system that allows for websites to exist. He was a code breaker for the NSA and a spy, an extremely interesting individual to talk to. We also brought in the former chief of intelligence of NATO itself, NATO OTAN. We also brought in a number of other generals under the European Union, or various European Union nation states that I collaborate with. And we also brought in a number of PhD teachers and PhD students that are actually doing PhDs in the consensus mechanism that we have created, along with the world's best hackers that just happen to be friends of mine. So there's a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine that lives his life robbing banks, which probably sounds great to everybody here. But he asks pretty please before he does it. We're just together with them in Norway, fishing lobsters with some people over there in that table. Also, and interestingly, we have had a number of really interesting investments come in. And I wanted to say thank you to the Holden family office, to the Holt Accelerator, to Scott McAndrew over there. And because we ended up raising from this beautiful group here, Team Draper, Draper Associates, the Holt Exchange, BPMT Investment Trading, Holden Family Office, Expert Dojo, Level 1 Robotics, a huge, really nice Canadian company that makes the giant robot arms that build cars at Tesla and other spaces, and the biggest Brazilian crypto fund, Corfo. We raised $31 million. So currently, we are in a situation where our protocol is currently with a valuation of $600 million. 600 of them. A little bit about the founders here. So to the left, the beautiful Monica. She was in AT&T an executive, and she managed about $100 million a week for their biggest customers, IBM, Apple, you name it. Interestingly, David Holtzman was the CTO of IBM at that time. Myself, I have been an ethical hacker for 22 years. And I have also been global chief of security of a number of multi-billion-dollar companies in Europe and in the UK, mainly in regulated spaces. And I advise a number of nation states under the NATO umbrella and the European Union umbrella on cyber war, cyber terrorism, and cyber espionage. And we have now a team of about close to 50 people in total. So thank you so much for your support, guys, here in the Holt Exchange. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, all of you, for coming.
What do we think, everybody? Was all you not entertained? We had a great time putting this together, and I just want to especially spend a lot of this time from our advisors who come far and wide to be here, coast to coast, internationally, giving their time to do this, and we put a lot of work into giving sure we give the best value. We know that we get about 5,000 hours of support from you. We're tracking you guys and watching. Okay, it's getting a little creepy. We do actually rank them from 1 to 600. It got a little too creepy at that point, so we took it off the website. But in many ways, we're out there to ensure we get deals done for you guys, right? That's what we're here to do. We want to network, we want to learn, and we want to have a little bit of fun along the way, because that's what life should be all about, am I right? But sometimes the best way, if we look at some of the top 50 advisors who have been supporting us this year, sometimes it's just nice for a little recognition. Take it away, Trio Coquette.
Austin, Hubble, Tariq, Eva Lau, Alex Stunk, Mike Stoiber, Jessica Yunus, Jonathan Finchman, Massimo Yamello, François Côté, Anno, Barry Friesen, Lin Yuyen, Paulo Chanian. We want to thank advisors. Yeah, the world keeps turning, you keep us learning. We want to thank advisors. Yeah, you run the bank, yeah, so we want to thank ya. Elena Litani, Reza Sabahi, Rita Shani, John Harvey, Joaquin Miro, Rayal El Hadi, Tufik Abluni, Neil Oswald, Tom Core, Jonathan Dexras, Romanino. We want to thank advisors. There's no surprises, 'cause you advise us. We want to thank advisors. You get us through it, know why we do it. Benjamin Tuff, Noam Love, Jonathan Shepard, Michael Conner, James Emmett, Shepard, Roger, Nathan Lazana, Abishai, Razim John, Andy Khalil, and who could forget Eddie L. Debs? 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to thank advisors. Yeah, the world keeps turning, you keep us learning. We want to thank advisors. You get us through it, know why we do it. We want to thank advisors. We want to thank advisors.
Great work and sponsorship you guys have provided us. RBCX, MNP, phenomenal gold sponsors with us. Fairstone Bank became a bank. How fantastic is that? Renner & Co., Take It Easy, Bank Public, and Fintech Cadence. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out tonight. Let's party and celebrate some great, momentous occasions right now. Let's continue to persevere through these tough times. Like I said, plenty of opportunities out here. Here's some on that very stage. Have a good night, everybody.